Guys, welcome back to the Proton Pack Is Not a Toy. Back in the collection room again, and when I showed off the collection room the other day, I mentioned that I wanted to go over my travel case that I had bought. It's been 6 years now for my Proton Pack. When I first had it, when I would go to events or Halloween events, things like that, I really didn't have a secure way of keeping my pack from potentially getting bumped or damaged in transit, like just in the back of the car SUV. And so I would throw it back there with a bunch of pillows or blankets or whatever, and then once I got to wherever I was going, I would uncover it, put it on, and then pretty much have to carry it with me and not have a secure place to put it if I was going to be somewhere for a long time. For instance, at work, sometimes we have a Halloween costume contest, and I work 10 to 12 hour shifts, and I don't want to have this on me constantly, and I also don't want to just put it in a corner where somebody else might play with it or damage it. And depending on the temperature, I didn't want to just keep it in the back of the car or the SUV or anything like that. So one day I was at a local Army supply store. It's kind of a famous one. It's called Omaha's in Fort Worth, Texas. And I was just looking for stuff just to see what was there. And I noticed two of these. I'll get off of it and show you. Two of these big cases. They have these clasps on them. And it's got foam on the inside. And I took some of it out so that it would fit the pack properly. But they said it was a case for either musical instruments or for musical equipment. So maybe like DJ boards or something like that. And it's got wheels on it, rolls. It's got an extension so you can pull it along with you. Handles all over it. Sturdy, but it keeps everything nice and tight on the inside. It was built by Atlas. It's an Atlas Case Corporation. I've looked these up on the internet just recently just to see if I could give a model number or whatever of what this one is so I can share with you guys when I did make this video. But I couldn't find one in the same dimensions as this one. So I forgot to bring my tape measure, but in the comments below I'm going to put the dimensions, the exterior dimensions of it, so you'll be able to look down there and see what the dimensions are on this one, so you kind of have an idea of what you want to get if you want to get something like this. You don't have to get something by the same company or whatever, but a box that, or a tote, or some kind of crate that's got some padding into it, I recommend that you get that for your pack, because it makes travel with this thing so much easier and keeping up with it easier. So it was just gray and had like a number spray painted, like box number 41 or something spray painted on the top. And it was kind of ugly, and so I decided to take it out in the backyard, spray paint it black, and then I stenciled a bunch of stuff on there, like this side up on all sides of it, my name and her first initial and my last name on there, and then I stenciled the Ghostbusters logo on the front there as well and spray painted that on. So that's spray painted with little touch-ups there with a little paintbrush, but proud of how that turned out. So I'm going to take my pack off the stand here and open it up and kind of give you an idea of how snugly it fits inside. So sorry, my top half might be out of frame for a minute. I do have an extra foam insert, and so some bubble wrap, and I'll show you what I do with that. But part of the trick is you have to take the thrower off for it to fit right. So release the V-hook there. I've already loosened my stand, so that's going to come off. There we go. Got my thrower cable twisted. Let me play with that a little bit there. This is kind of the confusing or little hard part, getting it in there with the thrower separate and not tangling the wire too much. So take it, make sure the Alice frame and all of the padding and stuff gets all the way in there first. And after that, it slides right in. So before I put the wand in there, I'll show you how it sits in there pretty snugly. And that's where the black insert comes in. I usually slide that in underneath the iron arm just to keep that from potentially banging around. And I take the hose, not the hose, the loom over here, slide it around. I do have to unplug the back line, and this is what I use the bubble wrap for. I'll lay it down on here. It's got a little painter's tape on there. Wrap up my thrower a little bit. Enough to get the job done. And it sits right there. Usually I can close it. Tighten the two clasps. Got a place on here for the lock if you wanted one. And there you go. So I can slide, roll this thing around wherever I need it to go. It's hard to beat. So there's the gray color it used to be on the outside. I never did paint the bottom. But I recommend it if you can find something in your price range, like I did this one for Army Supply, then it's a good way to go. The ones that were the different sizes from this company that I saw online that were new were super expensive. I paid like $50, $75 for this. And obviously used condition. But the new ones are 3 or 4 times that amount, and I would not pay that. But you can go online and find something the right dimensions. Again, I'll put that in the comments, what the dimensions of this are. And if you can find something that works, then it'll save you from having to make those decisions on how to travel with your pack and potentially have it broken or messed with by somebody else. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments, and I'll be happy to interact with you guys on that. But as for now, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.